We're here at 1871. We're having an amazing day today. You were at the founder's pad last night.
Yes.
Got some of that footage, got some of that audio that we might put out, depending on the privacy of it. Some great stuff. But you know about the show a little bit, 2Techies. We work with Digital Grass and We Are Tech, sponsored by the Knight Foundation, one of our sponsors. But it's called 2Techies for a reason. It's for people to actually get to know you. Want to know more about you and more about your company. So, Alysia, when did you fall in love with tech?
I'm actually not in love with tech.
Okay.
I have a love-hate relationship with tech. Primarily because, there's just so much new technology that's coming out pretty quickly. And so for me, it's a little bit of a learning curve.
So you want the old thing back? You want your old board?
No, I don't want the old thing back. I would just say that it's definitely been a learning curve. Just staying abreast of all of the different new technologies that are coming into the marketplace, new websites and platforms, and tools that you can use. In a lot of ways, for me, it becomes a little overwhelming.
Gotcha.
Just because there's so many things that you can use, and understanding what is right for your product, and understand what is right for your social life, your personal life, and how do they work together. For me, I'm kind of like, I need it to be as simple as possible. So anything complicated takes me a little bit of time.
Gotcha.
To kind of get the hang of.
So since you have this love-hate relationship, I would assume maybe you do something with relationships, but
I do.
what exactly do you do in tech and innovation? I guess you're more so in innovation at this point. So what exactly do you do? Tell us about your company.
So I am in the business of connecting people. That's pretty much my passion.
Okay.
Is connecting people. My company is called Go Dutch Today.
Go Dutch Today.
Go Dutch Today.
I wish you would have been around when I was like 21.
Right,
I could have saved a lot of money in this dating experience.
Right.
I lost a lot of money not going Dutch.
And that's
it's
pretty
expensive
much,
to date in South Florida. Just want you to know that.
It's expensive to date anywhere.
All right,
Specifically
$18 for a drink.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
expensive.
exactly.
Here it's like $14,
Yeah.
which is still pricey. I'm more of a $5 Holland County girl. But Go Dutch Today, so I am one of 3 founders.
Okay.
So we have 2 additional co-founders, Alexandria Willis and Olamide Bamidele, who are both of my friends as well.
Okay.
And so I have the role of co-founder and CEO for the company. And essentially what Go Dutch Today is a dating platform that does focus on the financial aspect of dating. Essentially it is expensive to date.
Right.
And so our goal in coming into the marketplace is $2.1 billion industry with all of the different dating platforms that are out here. None of them really show the financial aspect. So, well, how do you get to that number, 2.1 billion, and you don't realistically know how much people want to know dating? So our goal through Go Dutch Today is users will be able to match based on interest. So unlike most of the dating platforms that focus on the physical aspects when it comes to dating, we focus on your interests, because if you're going to do something that you actually want to do with somebody that wanted to do the same thing, it insinuates a better quality date, a better quality experience. The fact that you're paying for yourself, less expectations, eliminates the awkwardness of who's going to pay, and then it levels the playing field for women. At the end of the day, it's a non-traditional platform, and with all of the different new ways in which technology has come into the space, and you've got independent women making a lot more money than some guys in some instances, or being breadwinners for their families. In doing all of those things, they're living very non-traditional life. So why wouldn't you let that translate into your dating?
So how are the women taken to that?
So, and I'll just say this first. So what sets us apart is people matching the platform. They do the date proposals and they actually pay in the platform. So
yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I knew that, but we haven't
right.
Sorry.
So that's that's the catch with
so
us.
So we going to
Giordano's.
Yeah.
For pizza and a beer.
Right, we're doing
Because I
that.
know you like beer.
Absolutely. Yeah, so,
And it's $40. I do the day proposal or you do the day proposal. I can accept or decline. If I accept,
I got
then we
that.
split the cost of $40. So we pay $20 each in the platform and coordinate going out.
you need to get to South Florida fast.
Well, that's the goal, is to expand.
I like that. I really like that. All right. So,
Well, your question was women.
Yes,
So that's definitely the market that we have to sell a little bit more, because you have a lot of women that are very traditional when it comes to dating. But if you're trying multiple dating platforms and your dating life sucks, here on Go Dutch Today, it gives you an opportunity to kind of step in and take control, or do more and have more dating experiences.
I was about to say, because that's the key thing. There's a lot of women that are traditional when it comes to dating,
Right.
but not the other aspects of what.
Right, they're very non-traditional in all other aspects of their lives.
They non-traditionally don't want to cook. That's a whole other conversation for us. Like,
Yeah,
all right.
I don't even think we thought about that. But we just think about the non-traditional from, oh,
Can
I
we
got
do
my
Go
own.
Dutch with splitting groceries. Can we go there? All right. So.
Well, you can split, yeah. I mean, we're working on curated experiences and different types of
So like
things that
right?
people can do,
Okay.
from free stuff to stuff that's priced pretty reasonable. This week you might want to go Dutch with someone and spend maybe $15. Next week free, and then you might want to go all out by the end of the month. So it just
tier
depends on your
levels.
budget, right?
Sweet.
And then you're matching with people that are also interested in doing the same things. And so even if it's not, it doesn't have to be dating. It could just be like, I want to meet somebody else, or, you know, I just want to go. I don't got none of my home
So
girls.
it's the curated Groupon of dating.
We don't want to say Groupon, although we did look at Groupon as an API to pull into our
For the events and
platform.
different things to do. that.
Right. However, the goal is to not take people out, and Groupon doesn't have the best reputation. Like, they're great for, I just want to do
Certain
something
things,
uncut. But when it comes to dating, like showing up and, hey, I got a Groupon, it's hit or miss.
That's all. See, I could go so many different places with that. So now we'll get to the fun stuff.
Okay.
What is your favorite craft beer or craft cocktail?
So I am a fruity cocktail kind of girl.
Okay.
So I like any coconut rum, juice combo,
Coconut rum and juice?
pineapple, or
Okay.
orange. If you ask me about beer, I'm a cider girl.
Okay.
And then for a wine, I like a Riesling.
Riesling. So
Yes.
anything sweet is pretty much good for you.
That's good for me.
Gotcha. So if your business life was based on a movie or a TV show, what would that movie or TV show be?
Oh, it would have to be Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So you'd have to keep up with the Sargent.
There's so many things I hate about that answer, but I'm gonna let it slide.
Well, no, let me tell you why.
Okay.
You asked me why or what type of movie or show would I like
That's
to model
what
my
best
life
describe
off
it,
of,
but
right?
Your business life. yeah.
Business life. So from a business standpoint, they're making money, right?
True.
And they're living
How they're
pretty
making-
lavishly.
How they're making money though is a whole different thing.
Well, it varies. I mean, they've got apps.
Exploitation.
They've
yes.
got websites.
Exploitation. Yes.
You say it's exploitation,
No,
but
I'm
at the
giving
end
you
of the
I'm giving you a
day,
hard time. I don't.
they
knock
went on
anybody's hustle.
vacations,
They
like
make
awesome
money.
vacations.
They played
They
into.
date rappers and other randoms.
They rappers
Basketball
and dudes that
players.
overdose on drugs. I mean, they do a lot of things.
Right. Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, you take the good with the bad.
Right,
I mean, they hustle.
right. I mean,
The
act
biggest-
like your life is great.
The biggest pimp in the world
And,
is the Kardashians.
yeah, well, I want to be a pimp.
That's the truth. Now we get
I
into
wanna-
it. All right. So, with your pimping lifestyle,
Okay.
what do you feel is one of the biggest challenges or struggles that you're dealing with currently with your business?
I would say the biggest challenge is definitely execution.
Okay.
So trying to figure out the right strategy for messaging, because our messaging can go a couple of different ways for men, for
Right.
the LGBT community, and for women, and making sure that we focus on those users that will actually use our platform versus the traditional, non-traditional folks that,
But you know what, maybe you could add one feature there. Maybe the one feature could be, I'm willing to take this whole day. Maybe somebody can be, but I think maybe the exposure of seeing how much somebody is spending on you will give you the numbers you're looking for, right?
right,
But allow somebody to say, or maybe allow a man or even a woman to say, you know what, I'm opting to pay for the full day.
right.
Maybe just make that one additional feature. Because it still gives you the data you're looking for.
Well, so we actually looked at adding that. So for
It's like a
our
super light
initial, right, so for our initial rollout, we're definitely gonna just focus on the splitting.
Got to, it's an MVP, gotta
And
do it.
then we do plan on rolling out something that gives people an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
to
Tinder's been
pay
around for 2 or
off.
3 years and they just came out with that whole go out feature that's on.
Right.
So I think that's a good thing to add down the line to break down maybe some of those barriers.
And then we have some other stuff that we got working up.
Yeah, don't put it on camera, I don't want nobody to steal your idea.
Right, we don't want them to steal it, but it's kind of exciting. And one of the great things about our platform is that we're both very user driven, but B2B. So giving businesses a real opportunity to bring a little bit
marketing.
more awareness to their business, but also revenue.
Awesome.
So with that being said, offering other opportunities for them to generate revenue on our platform as well outside of some of those creative experiences.
So I guess on that journey of what you're building is, you have your own personal experiences, I would assume.
Right.
Then you have the business opportunity.
Right.
So I understand your business acumen, so you're taking this journey because there's so many different streams of revenue.
Yes, so many different streams of revenue, so many additional extensions that we are going to bring on board to extend the life
Okay.
of the platform that we're kind of excited about that, may make more sense to roll out
Now, where did your
together.
career start out? Like, how did you end up here? Where's your journey actually start?
My journey. So my background is media and sales.
Okay.
So I did digital sales for the past 5 years. And prior to that, I worked for a couple of media companies, or one media company. It's pretty well known. And so when you asked me kind of about technology, I sold digital solutions to advertisers and agencies.
Okay.
So staying abreast of new technology that came into the marketplace and how it affected our business, or how we could kind of seamlessly integrate it into some of the different solutions that we were offering advertisers. That's pretty much where my background and knowledge of the space came from. As far as the business, I've done a couple of marketing companies, hit or miss, Mary Kay type style things, and I realized that wasn't really for me. Selling other people's products. Well, I did makeup, I did wine, I did the energy group, energy drink, and realized, those are great pyramid type of financial structures in which they make money, and I know people that do them very well, but I wasn't passionate about it.
Right.
And so my real passion comes around connecting people. So in my industry, as a salesperson, I met a lot of people, I entertained a lot of people, and I connected a lot of people, and that's what I really loved about what I did. And I had a business called Breadwinners United, which was to pretty much connect. I didn't want it to be for women only, but it felt like a women's driven business when you use the word breadwinner.
Right.
And started that, and that kind of fizzled because I was working. And so my 2 friends and I, we decided, we were like, there's lots of opportunity out here. Let's come together and what makes sense. And all of the different businesses that we have, because we have a couple that we're working on, all were around connecting people.
So when you're connecting people, and you're speaking of connectivity, and you being a Black woman, when you hear these words, what is actually your gut response or your gut feeling? So when you hear the words diversity and inclusion, how does that feel towards you? How does that affect you?
When I hear diversity and inclusion, I feel like it's very limited. It's very limited, and I say that because I worked for BT for 6 years.
Okay.
So I came out of a predominantly white college. I really wanted to work in the
Where'd you go to
entertainment
college
space. Indiana, DePaul
Indiana,
with the
okay.
W. And really wanted to work for an entertainment company. Got a job with BT, great. I watch BT, like I'm totally a part of the demo. And being there for almost 6 years and transitioning into a sales role, a lot of the people that we interacted with on the media side in order to sell our solutions, both ads on television and digital solutions, they didn't necessarily look like me and you unless they worked at a Black agency. And the amount of Black agencies was very limited.
Right.
So when you say diversity and inclusion to someone like me that worked for a predominantly Black company, there wasn't a whole lot of diversity at a Black company the same way that there wasn't a whole lot of diversity
What's the difference?
at some of the agencies that I worked with. And so the reason that I left was it was very niche and I wanted more general market experience. So I wanted to be able to sell solutions to some of those larger brands that weren't just focused on Black people, but they were
So there you
focused
kind of
on
had
everybody.
So there you kind of had an advantage, which is cool, theoretically. Now you're in the tech world where that table is totally turned.
Right.
So now that you're on the other side of the table, are you looking for that diversity? Are you looking for that inclusion? Or do you feel you have have an equal acumen or equal playing field at this point?
No.
Okay.
I'm definitely looking for that. So one of the great things about Black in Tech and Black Tech Mecca and Code 2040 and some of the other organizations that are creating a space specifically for us is great, but then it still becomes very limited. And so stepping outside of that, and I think that was a part of the discussion last night, is our networks. So if you were to look at my LinkedIn, I have a lot of African American contacts and connections from my background in business relationships. And as I left that, they expanded. But then those weren't relationships that I nurtured in the same way. And I think that's when I say limited, is because we don't necessarily nurture the relationships outside of our race the way we do with each other.
Right.
And so that takes a little bit more effort. It takes a little bit of a different strategy.
Yeah, because at least if you have the opportunity, you got to take
Right.
advantage of the opportunity. It's a difference to not have the opportunity at all.
And I think that there is opportunity. It's kind of like finding where they are,
Right.
or finding the appropriate people to connect you, and that becomes limiting.
Okay, so we're talking about connectivity again.
Right.
Consistent theme here.
Yes.
And we're talking about different people. So now your LinkedIn is wide open.
Right.
Get full
It's
database,
expanding.
all right? So your LinkedIn is open. You have access to whoever you want. You got 1 year to have your mentor of choice. Who's that mentor?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark. Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He's changing the game. I mean, he's buying up companies that definitely kind of align with what he's done with Facebook.
Buying companies that
Social.
threaten him also, yes.
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah,
That's what you do. If I had money,
Take it.
that's what I do.
That's why Anheuser-Busch is going to the craft beer industry.
Right, and I think that, yeah, I mean, not trying to take away, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna grab me up, I'm getting paid. So let me go and, do something else, and that's one of the great things about the team is
Shout out
we've
to
got.
Snapchat for not letting that $4 billion deal come through and not get bought up.
Right. Right, because now everybody's like, what is this, Instagram?
Right, Instagram stories.
Right, let me get on here. I did my first story this past weekend.
I couldn't Snapchat, this wasn't my thing. That's when I felt maybe I was getting
So here's the thing, and I don't know if we have time for this. The difference right now between Snapchat and this Instagram stories is Snapchat, most people share like their ad for Instagram and Twitter, or you can find me here on Facebook. And so to have to go into, and I was just thinking of this during the panel that I just watched, with all of these different technologies, for me, I need everything to kind of be one. So here we have somebody on stage, I'm looking them up on LinkedIn, and I'm trying to connect with them, but then it's too much for me to have to go to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and find them to follow them or connect with them, even though that's what I want to do. I want to be able to make sure that I'm keeping contacts across the board, but it's too much for me. And so for Snapchat and Instagram, I'm following maybe 1,000 people on Instagram, and so now I have an opportunity to see all their stories. I'm only following like 100 some people on Snapchat. So I haven't translated those people, or not translated, but I haven't, taken those people that I'm following on Instagram to follow them on Snapchat. Like, it's too much work for me.
I was about to say, I think social media money versus LinkedIn money is two different worlds.
Oh, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It is, but it isn't.
I haven't made any money off of Facebook like I have off of
LinkedIn. Well, no, for sure. But what it does is it gives you a snapshot at their day-to-day or personal or some of their interests.
Not that much.
You do and you don't, depending on what type of deals you're trying to secure. And for me, having a sales background and specifically around media, for entertainment purposes, it's important for me to kind of understand what people like or want. So if somebody's coming into town, I get tickets, I know who to invite, as well as how it can affect my budget.
So if we're talking about tickets, let's think about a concert.
Yes.
Now we have the soundtrack to your life.
Okay.
This is going to be so interesting for me with the other answers I received. So you got one song,
one song
album,
Uh-huh.
to be the soundtrack of your life for this journey you've been going through. What's the song or what's the album?
Brandy, Never Say Never.
I'm just waiting for Monica to come into one of these questions now. Okay.
You waiting on Monica?
Yeah.
Why?
Brandy,
Well,
Never
listen,
Say Never.
almost doesn't count. Never Say Never. Sitting on top of the world.
Okay.
The Boy Is Mine.
Was that all?
Yes, yes. And some probably.
And like, this describes you, your business acumen, your business platform, and it makes sense. All right. So, Miss Social Media Queen,
No.
you're in the game, so what's the walk away? When people have to think about Alysia and they want to think about your legacy, what's the legacy you want to leave behind?
The legacy that I want to leave behind is definitely one that is positive, encouraging, motivating other young girls that are ambitious to go out there and do what is best for them,
Right.
But also make sure that they're doing enough for themselves. Like, the sky is the limit.
Right.
And just knowing and understanding that, regardless of whatever walk of life you come from, and to believe in yourself. Those are things that I hope
That's a beautiful thing, and young ladies
that
need that.
inspires, my family, my friends, and that connecting people is important. And it's important for you as you grow in life and your career, and it's important for whoever wants to get ahead in some type of way.
Now, speaking of connectivity, how can the people reach you?
They can reach me at Aqua Gym
Okay.
215. That's AQUAGEM 215.
Okay.
As well as Go Dutch Today and Bastater.
Now, through
Yes.
form. You get to close us out with
Okay.
one word to either describe the emotions you're feeling right now, maybe last night at the Founders Pad, but we need one word to close out this interview.
My word is ambitious.
All right, well, thank you very much for interviewing with us, Alysia. I wish you the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to Go Dutch going platinum. I just think it's going to be
I'll be on top of the world. Thank you so much for having me.